Stroll missing the entire Grand Prix because he chucked it into the barriers on the final corner and totaled the car. I guess the engineers didn't even want to bother to fix it because, well, who wants to work? No. Wow, that was a quick start. Sainz in the lead, Charles Leclerc behind. Lewis Hamilton taking the run off. He's going to have to give all those positions back. Russell making inquiries over the team radio. Hamilton's going to have to give that back, no doubt about it. Although he'll probably take the 5-second penalty in the pits, as they say on the commentary. Might be better, strategically speaking. Yellow flag, sector 3. Wait, yellow flag is back again. It's still not moving on the map, and they've green flagged it again now, so that's strange. He's not even limping or anything. He's actually stationary. This is ridiculous. What the hell's wrong with his car, man? Unbelievable. Verstappen already in 9th, eh? Well, Leclerc's also on the softs, so like it can still get interesting in the opening 10 laps, I think, because you should be outpacing Carlos with those tires. In the opening 10, I reckon Leclerc can probably make a move, but it looks like actually a good strategy call from Ferrari not to have them on the same tires, because you'd expect them to pit in a similar window. So to have them on different compounds, the pit window is gonna not be aligned with one another. So actually, maybe for once the Ferrari strategy is not a clown show. So yeah, interesting times ahead, and with Leclerc being only about a second behind, it looks like he might be able to get the DRS advantage, overtake Carlos, and then stay ahead as well. We're getting a replay of the start now with Hamilton's on board. Yeah, he cut the whole first corner. That's outrageous. Got pushed wide by George. No, you didn't, mate. You just failed to make the corner and decided the corner wasn't for you. You need to give that back. I know you gave it back to George, but you need to give it back to Lando too. So that was actually an incident then between Tsunoda and Perez. What a shame. What a shame. It's like reminiscent of Saudi, how close the walls are. So you can't really easily let someone go by without putting yourself at risk, or like, you know, taking a really poor racing line to be able to make the corners. Yeah, here comes the DRS train, right? Like, they're gonna enable that any second, I reckon. Yeah, Max was practicing a bit of overtaking, I think, in quali we saw. I mean, yeah, it's not under serious race conditions, but I think he was trying to figure out what's a good spot to do it. Oh, nice move! Flashbacks to Ocon unlapping himself and taking out Max. Although this time Ocon is rightfully ahead. I do think if Ferrari want to play this correctly strategically, they should let Leclerc pass Sainz, just to get the most out of the softs. They do have a 1-2, but you want the softer tire in front because he's going to have to come in a bit earlier. I think you gain more, you net more. I often forget that the drivers are actually the real strategy team for Ferrari. So yeah, it probably is his call to do that. This is where the soft starts to tail off, because they are running the softest compounds this weekend. To be honest, like, whatever that guy whispers in Leclerc's ear, he should just do the opposite. He should just do the opposite, and there's probably a bigger chance of gaining something on track. That guy, half the time, I feel like he doesn't know what he's saying, or he's like just too uncertain. Yeah, they said the pit window was lap 15 to 20, was it? But with this drop-off, I feel like he's probably burnt through his tires way more than they anticipated. Wait, Leclerc is on a used set of softs. So that's why he's probably falling off. So the pit window still stands, but his tires are 3 laps older than everybody else's. So we'll see how that plays out, I guess. Yeah, I think maybe Leclerc has to sort of defend so that Carlos can build a gap, so that they get a way better pit stop, knowing that, you know, they take 10 seconds or more to do it without serving a penalty as we saw last time round. Maybe that's why the target 3 seconds is coming from. Between him and Leclerc, so just to try and hold up the rest. The bigger picture is to back Russell up a little bit. I think the odds of a safety car here are actually quite high because it's the walls are pretty close, so perhaps that is part of the strategy of putting them on the hards. It's funny how Carlos is the one that's setting the fastest laps, not Leclerc. Because with that gap on the softs, you have a slipstream. Okay, you don't have DRS, but there was a point when Leclerc did, but he wasn't able to do it. So they're really scrubbed, these tires. It's been quite a clean race so far, actually. I think we're going to get a chain reaction of pit stops when Leclerc goes in. Yellow flag, sector 2. Oh no! That's Lando. Logan. Oh, it's the Williams that has this like Golf-looking livery. But Golf is a McLaren, old school McLaren sponsor, I thought. So the pit crew asked him to bring the wing home, so he's trying his best. Logan's out, man. Logan's out. If this were AlphaTauri or Red Bull, he'd be cut this race, I think, already. Lawson hasn't done any testing. He's jumped straight in, and he's actually holding his own, whereas Sargent's had... He's just had... I don't know, some of it feels very self-inflicted, which is to his detriment. There's going to be carbon bits everywhere, so I don't think they can clear it all. That's a quick pit stop for Ferrari. Leclerc, 2.5. No. Oh, no way, dude. 5.7. What a clown show once again. What a shake-up for this race, though. Verstappen with 0 pit stops, Sainz on 1. This can still get really, really interesting. It might not even be the only safety car we see this race. Leclerc names all of his songs after racetracks, I think, as well. I think like halfway through the Monaco song, there's like a little silence, and then you hear like, no! And then it keeps playing. I think the hards will be about 10, 12 laps more than the softs, I'm guessing here. With the safety car ending, though, I don't think the marshals have any time to clear the debris. It's just going to be a risk factor throughout the remainder of this race. Yeah, Max is sliding all over the place. I wonder if that's got to do with like losing temp behind the safety car, though, as well. Or just pure deg. I think this is the point where Red Bull regrets not pitting the cars. Because track position means nothing if you're going to be putting in like really poor lap times. Because on a track where they're not supposed to overtake, they are. I think we're seeing basically a bad call from Red Bull for a change. So that's a first. Yeah, or we get the Mexican Minister of Defense to do his thing while Verstappen does, you know, the more offensive thing. But yeah, that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, the DRS might be the saving grace for Max to hold on. Hamilton does, though, and he's on fresh tires. This is going to be interesting, yeah. This is actually reminiscent of Abu Dhabi 21, right? Because it was Hamilton that time that didn't get the fresh tires. This time around, it's Verstappen that's not on the fresh tires. Russell on the hunt here. They definitely can't go to the end. Neat move from Hamilton, indeed, but I just think bad move from Red Bull for not having pit the Red Bulls, to be honest. It's typically a one-stop, this race, so I think everybody that's on the new hards, they'll stay on the hards till the end, unless there's a safety car, which is still quite likely. You've got Verstappen and Perez who don't have the pace right now, relying on the same thing, so I think it's just a bad strategy for Red Bull. There you go, debris, you can see it, right? One of these guys is going to get a puncture, I think, at some point. If it's not on the racing line, you should be okay, but I think if somebody's trying to make an overtake and you're forced wide, yeah, you're at risk. Lap 32, and Max says he's driving on ice. I think this is probably indicative for the opening of the pit window, but they really need a safety car. They really do, to have any hope of bunching up the field and having a chance, but their setup is still going to kill them in the race. It hasn't really proven to be a good car in the race, as well as what we saw in quali yesterday. If Russell takes it, I think that's his first F1 win then, right? I mean, he almost got close. Yeah, I think safety car incoming in the next couple of laps. This is too close to call this. 3 wide in Singapore, man. Who'd have thought? With 24 laps to go, I actually think this might not be a one-stop race after all. Especially with the the likelihood of another safety car, considering if they're going to be battling 3-4 wide. Yeah, this race is going to be shaken up some more, I think. Red Bull seem to be getting ready for a pit stop here. Otherwise, they're really risking everything, to be fair. Red Bull have seriously misjudged this, everything, I think, this whole race. Oh, Perez boxing. Which probably means Max is coming in the lap after. Verstappen got the better deal on the pit stop then, coming back in 15th, but he's going to have to put in a crazy outlap to keep that, I think. Get some temps in those tires. Oh, safety car. Here we go. Man, if they could have held on for a few more laps, that would have been perfect. All right, we're seeing the replay now with Esteban Ocon. It just seems that he's losing power. Looks like a mechanical failure here. Oh, that's unlucky. What's even more unlucky, though, is that some people passed the pit lane entry before the VSC signal was given. So they're going to have to go all the way around before they can box. And that's going to give others the advantage to pit immediately. Double stacking Mercedes? I don't know if that's going to come back to haunt them. Russell first. And the graphics is actually reading 2 George Russells, which is quite funny. We can't see the time for Hamilton. Going to show now. Russell with 3-second pit stop. Hamilton with unknown. But they double stacked, so I think he probably lost more time. It says 3.1, so it's actually really good considering he was the car behind. Aston Martin's the new Ferrari here, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. That's like 25.8 seconds. And that's the stop time, so that's not even the time lost. And under VSC, it's supposed to be so little. What? That is crazy. Poor Alonso. If Russell gets through, then Hamilton will kind of just be, lingering slightly behind to, go through the same door as Russell to overtake, I think. I reckon Lawson's not going to fight Verstappen. He's just looking to keep it in the race. I'll take it back. I think he tried a few defensive moves there, but it's not enough. Nope, Max is through. Oh, Russell takes Leclerc for the podium. Won't be long before he reaches Norris. Verstappen's catching Piastri slowly. If Norris wins, that'd be his first, I think. Singapore really claims a few cars and drivers. We've got 1 DNS and 3 DNFs over the weekend, so... And a safety car and a virtual safety car. Safety cars happen every year, so yeah, Singapore definitely claims cars. Wow, Alonso lost 9 places. Damn. They really screwed him on that pit stop. Go on, Norris. He could do it, he could do it here. Yellow flag, sector 2. Who is it? It's Albon stopped. Could it be another virtual? Green flag. Okay, we're back on. It's a 4-way fight at this point for the podium. This camera angle makes the cars look slower than they really are, I think. Yeah, it's a very clever move from Sainz, but I think his front tires being gone has something to do with it as well. It's not only deliberate, I think. One mistake is all it takes for Norris to gain his first win. But Sainz is the smooth operator, so I wouldn't count on it happening. Sainz is really doing the galaxy brain moves here, keeping Norris within DRS range so that the Mercedes can be kept at bay just behind. Kind of getting Norris to act as a gatekeeper. What? Oh my god. Russell bins it in the wall. On the last lap. Oh, this guy's going to be hitting himself. Oh my goodness. Wow. Speechless. Man, that came out of nowhere. I need to see the replay. Amazing, well-deserved win from Carlos Sainz there. Norris second, Hamilton third. And the fastest lap. Verstappen fifth. What a recovery drive. Definitely one of the more exciting races this year. I mean, also because it's not another Verstappen win, but just because it's been highly eventful. But I guess Singapore always is. Hamilton, once again, thanking the team and George Russell, of course.